Hello everyone! Welcome back to Choti Si Duniya. Deep in the heart of ancient China, nestled amidst rolling hills and sparkling rivers, lay a peaceful village known as Lotus Valley. Its people were known for their warm hospitality and their deep respect for the ancient traditions, especially the Grand Lantern Festival they celebrated every year. It was the night before the festival and the whole village was buzzing with excitement. Children were running about, their laughter echoing through the narrow streets. The air was filled with the aroma of frying wontons and sweet rice cakes. Everyone was looking forward to the most spectacular event of the evening, the lighting of the Dragon Lantern of Harmony. Legend had it that this lantern, intricately carved with dancing dragons and graceful phoenixes, held the power to bring harmony to the land. Villagers believed that as long as the Dragon Lantern shone brightly in the night sky, their village would prosper and be protected from misfortune. But this year, disaster struck just as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the valley. Someone discovered that the Dragon Lantern of Harmony had vanished. The entire village gasped in unison. Without the lantern, their most sacred tradition would be broken, and worse still, bad luck would fall upon the village. Panic began to spread like wildfire. Villagers started blaming one another, and the mood of celebration turned into one of despair. Amidst the chaos, two unlikely heroes emerged. The first was May, a clever and kind-hearted girl of 12 who never let go of her ancestral beliefs. She was known for her intelligence and her unwavering belief in the ancient teachings of harmony and balance. The second was Bo, an adorable yet mischievous baby dragon whose playful antics were legendary in the village. Bo, with his shimmering emerald scales and a pair of horns that curled like ribbons, was the last descendant of the celestial dragons, an ancient race that lived in harmony with humans. He had a big heart and an even bigger appetite for adventure. When they heard about the missing lantern, their hearts sank. The thought of their village being plunged into darkness and chaos was unbearable, so they vowed to find the Dragon Lantern no matter the cost. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, May and Bo set off on their adventure. Guided by an old, wise turtle named Shen Lao, they journeyed to the edge of the village where a dense bamboo forest stood silently swaying in the evening breeze. This was no ordinary bamboo forest. It was the forbidden bamboo forest, rumored to be home to all sorts of mystical creatures and dangerous beasts. But May and Bo had a lantern to retrieve and a village to save. So with a deep breath and a determined nod, they stepped into the shadows of the bamboo grove. The forest was alive with sound. The wind whispered through the stalks of bamboo, creating an eerie melody that echoed around them. Suddenly, the bamboo began to rustle violently, and a booming voice echoed through the grove. "Who dares disturb the slumber of the whispering bamboo?" The bamboo stalks parted, revealing an ancient tree with moss-covered roots that seemed to writhe like serpents. "We come in peace," called out May. "We only wish to retrieve the Dragon Lantern which accidentally fell into your forest." The ancient tree rumbled, clearly not convinced. "The bamboo here are not fond of outsiders. They test those who enter with a riddle. Only those who solve it may pass." The riddle was, only those with a pure heart can light the way. At first, Bao was confused. He looked at the dark path ahead and then at May. But seeing the determined look on her face, he took a deep breath and stepped forward. Closing his eyes, he focused on his feelings, remembering the joy the Dragon Lantern brought to the villagers. He thought of the warmth in his tummy, when he shared food with friends, and the comfort he felt when he helped the baker make delicious pastries. Suddenly, it hit him. He had to help others selflessly without expecting anything in return. With newfound clarity, he opened his eyes and shouted, "Of course, it's me. I have a pure heart because I love helping others." The moment Bao finished his sentence, the path ahead lit up, revealing a safe passage out of the bamboo forest. Overjoyed, they thanked the ancient tree and hurried along the illuminated path, eager to reach the next part of their journey. Emerging from the bamboo forest, they found themselves at the foot of a majestic mountain shrouded in mist. A wide river blocked their path, and on its surface floated strange clouds that shifted and swirled, making it impossible to see what lay on the other side. Crossing this river of mist was their only way to reach the Mountain of Cranes, where white cranes with magical powers lived. Legend had it that these cranes could carry travelers across great distances in the blink of an eye. But how could they cross the river of mist? Just then, a flock of white cranes landed gracefully on the river, their feathers shimmering like pearls in the moonlight. One crane, adorned with a golden crown, stepped forward. "To ride on our backs," she said, "you must teach us something that will help us fly even higher." Confused, Bo and May exchanged glances. What could they possibly teach these magnificent creatures who had mastered the art of flying long ago? Then May remembered an ancient teaching about trust and balance. She explained how these principles, when applied to flying, could make their flight smoother and more graceful. The cranes nodded, understanding, and when they had finished listening, the golden-crowned crane extended her neck towards them. "Climb aboard," she said. "We will take you to the mountain of cranes." As they rode on the backs of the white cranes, soaring high above the river of mist, the mountains and valleys below them seemed like toys scattered on a giant chessboard. When they reached the mountain of cranes, the cranes alighted on a tall rock monolith, and Bo and May thanked them for the ride. Before they knew it, they found themselves in a huge cave filled with echoes. Inside the cave, in the distance, they could see the dragon lantern resting on a stone pedestal. But guarding the lantern were two ferocious stone lions, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. These were Shishi, ancient stone lions with immense powers who had been awakened. "After 1,000 years of slumber, you wish to take our prized possession," boomed one of the stone lions, his voice echoing ominously within the cavern. "Only those who can bring true harmony between the human and the dragon shall awaken the lantern's light," said the other. With determination etched on their faces, Bo and Mai resolved to prove themselves worthy. But how could they demonstrate true harmony between dragon and human? As the realization dawned on them, a smile spread across Mai's face. She stepped forward and softly sang an ancient melody of peace, a song passed down through generations that spoke of unity, balance, and trust. At the same time, Bao breathed a soft golden flame, a symbol of the dragon's ancient power, yet gentle enough to light a candle. As the flame grew, the cave began to glow with a warm, inviting light. The Shizi watched in awe as the cave filled with the harmonious blend of dragon fire and the girls' song. They had never witnessed such perfect balance and unity between a human and a dragon. With a final resonant roar that echoed through the cavern, the stone lions transformed into two graceful stone pandas, their eyes now twinkling with amusement rather than ferocity. "You have proven yourselves worthy," said one of the pandas, bowing his head in respect. "The dragon lantern is yours to take back to your village." Overjoyed, May and Bao thanked the stone pandas and carefully picked up the lantern, its intricate carvings now glowing with a soft inner light. Finally, they had retrieved the dragon lantern of harmony. As they made their way back to Lotus Valley, the sky began to darken, threatening rain. But May and Bo didn't care. They hurried along, their steps lighter, their hearts happier. They had faced many challenges, solved riddles, crossed a river of mist, and awakened ancient stone lions, all in the name of restoring harmony to Lotus Valley. And as they rounded the last bend and saw the village coming into view, they broke into a run. The dragon lantern of harmony swung between them, its light growing brighter with every step. When they reached the village square, the entire community was gathered, their faces a mixture of worry and anticipation. As they burst into the clearing, a gasp went around. The dragon lantern of harmony was back. Its light illuminated the anxious faces, bringing a wave of relief and happiness. The villagers cheered, their voices echoing with joy. The dragon lantern had returned, and so would the annual festival. The elders, with wrinkled faces and knowing smiles, explained to the children that the dragon lantern symbolized more than just a festival. It represented the harmony they strived for in their lives. The balance between the natural and human world, the importance of unity, kindness, and trust. As the dragon lantern of harmony glowed brighter in the night sky, dragons and phoenixes seemed to dance across its surface, weaving tales of courage, friendship, and the triumph of good over evil. The villagers erupted into cheers, celebrating not just the return of their beloved festival, but also the return of hope, unity, and harmony to their lives. That night, under the watchful gaze of the dragon lantern, the people of Lotus Valley came together, sharing stories, laughter, and dreams for the future. The children, with innocent wonder in their eyes, listened intently, embedding the lessons of harmony, balance, and trust deep within their hearts. And as the night deepened and the dragon lantern continued to glow, the villagers of Lotus Valley knew that they weren't just celebrating a festival, they were celebrating life, unity, and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. So kids, hope you like this story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.